Hello, I'm doing a presentation on Devil in the White City. Now, I usually don't like to read books, but this one was particularly interesting. I actually thought this book was very engaging, especially for like a nonfiction book. I've always had a little bit of interest in nonfiction books, but, I'm into more fiction than nonfiction, but yeah, this book was really nice, and so, I'm going to do a presentation on it. So once again, the book is called Devil in the White City. The author is by Erik Larson, and I am Darian Murray, the presenter. Alright, so let's give a little bit of information about the author. Erik Larson has written many famous bestsellers, including Isaac Storm, Lethal Passage, and The Naked Consumer. And he has also written for many famous companies such as Harper's, The New Yorker, The Atlantic Monthly, Time, and former staff writer for the Wall Street Journal. He also lives in Seattle with his wife, three daughters, and a golden retriever named Molly. So the purpose of the book is to inform us about the building of the Chicago State Fair. It was renowned to be the World Fair, and it is the biggest famous fair in all the United States. And it's also going to inform us about the gruesome killings of Dr. H.H. Holmes, which is the Jack the Ripper equivalent in the United States. And it's also going to put us into the settings of the late 1800s. It's going to inform us what's going on in that time period, what life was like, and everything about that. And now on to the author's claims. So the first big claim that he kind of indirectly makes is that beauty masks reality. A quote from Dr. H.H. Holmes says, "I was born with the devil in me. I could not help the fact that I was a murderer, no more than the poet that can help the inspiration to sing." Now, what that means is everyone can appear good on the outside, but that does not mean they are what they appear to be on the inside. It doesn't really show their true colors until you absolutely know someone, or like if you really know someone and if you've been a long time with them. He also makes a claim that taking chances are important. Make no little plans. They have no magic to stir men's blood. Daniel H. Burnham, Director of Works, World's Columbian Expedition, 1893. Daniel H. Burnham was the guy who made, well, he didn't really make it, he made the blueprint for the Chicago World Fair, and taking chances are important. The funding for the Chicago World Fair was immense, and it was a huge risk to build something like that, since nothing has ever been built before. Some of the structures in the Chicago Fair has never been created before, so taking chances like that in building things can really improve life a lot. It definitely improved for him, as it made a lot of revenue for the Chicago Fair, and it made his life better because, he could make a living off of it. Finally, the last claim is that there are no limitations to sinister acts. 18 ribs from the torso of a child, several vertebrae, a bone from a foot, one shoulder blade, and one hip socket, from page 394. What this means is that you can, okay, once again, going back to beauty masks reality, it's saying that there are really no limits on how bad you can be. It's saying, like, there's no point to where you're going too far if you're someone like H.H. Holmes or Jack the Ripper. There are really, like I said, there are really no limitations of how far you can go. Now we're going to connect the story to us. So one thing that is common that appears throughout the book is that darkness parallels with light. Everyone is either good or bad. Some choose to live a neutral, balanced life, while others may want to live helping the good or destroying it. My tablet kind of just fell there. That's awkward. Now, from page 393, it quotes, "The juxtaposition of pride and unfathomed evil struck me as offering powerful insights into the nature of men and their ambitions." Now, what this means is that people who are good and people who are bad are generally the same people. They just do different things. So, kind of like that beauty masks reality thing again, where someone may appear good on the outside, but be bad on the inside. It's basically saying that everyone is the same. Everyone's created equal, but they do things that differentiate them from others. And the second connection that we can make is the driving motives for the nature of men may never be known. So why do people behave certain ways than others? Like, why do people want to create beauty and make a legacy, while others wish for an infamous reputation while harming others? Beneath the gore and smoke and loam, this book is about the evanescence of life and why some men choose to fill their brief allotment of time engaging the impossible, others in the manufacture of sorrow, from page 11. Next, we're going to go over why you should read this book. First, it's highly engaging. It makes nonfiction as interesting as fiction. If you don't believe me, the New York Times says it's a dynamic, enveloping book, relentlessly fuses history and entertainment to give this nonfiction book the dramatic effect of a novel. It doesn't hurt that this truth is stranger than fiction. Secondly, it teaches life lessons about people's true colors. It teaches you not to trust everyone you know. I mean, obviously, it's not every man for himself, only trust yourself type thing. I mean, there are people you can trust, like your parents, your friends, people like that, but don't trust strangers. I mean, you don't know who they really are. People have different colors on the inside than they do on the outside. Third, it is very engrossing with the details of the strategic yet depressing murders made by H.H. Holmes. Now, this may only appeal to you if you're into that type of stuff, but yeah, it has really great details about murders and killings, so if you're into murders and killings, you may like this book. Also, finally, if you didn't believe any of these things that I said, if you still are quite skeptical about the book, it received a National Book Award, so you know it's good. Alright, so that was my my recording for The Devil in the White City. Hope you enjoyed, Miss Pryor. Please don't show this to the class. Seriously, yeah, I get shy. Okay, this is awkward.